You ever catch yourself scrolling through your phone endlessly? Like your eyes are glued to the screen and your mind feels like it's being vacuumed in. I can relate, and I'm sure anybody with a phone can as well. But the real question is, are you tired of feeling drained all the time with zero motivation? And are you constantly bored and find yourself searching for the next quick fix all the time? Or perhaps you find yourself trapped in a cycle of temporary highs and it always comes with crushing lows. This is an expensive price that we all pay for because of cheap dopamine, and it'll only get worse if we don't do something about it. Not only does this affect our mental health, but it affects every other area in our life as well, like jobs, relationships. But don't worry, I got 5 tips for you at the end of this video that you can start implementing in your life right away. But before we get into that, let me tell you more about cheap dopamine. In today's fast-paced world, cheap dopamine is difficult to resist. And when I say cheap dopamine, I'm referring to like instant gratification and quick pleasure that we all seek. It's everywhere and it's available in every category. You got drugs, alcohol, porn, mindless media consumption, and much more. It's that quick and easy to be accessed by anybody, and it always provides a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Relying on cheap dopamine as your primary source of fulfillment comes at a cost. And right now, we're gonna explore the dark side of cheap dopamine. The dark side of cheap dopamine unveils itself when you become reliant on it as your primary source of happiness. It will rob you of your time, your energy, and mental well-being, leaving you trapped in like a never-ending dopamine cycle or dilemma. One consequence of indulging cheap dopamine is the erosion of genuine human connections. As you prioritize virtual connections over real ones, you can find yourself scrolling mindlessly through social media instead of engaging in meaningful conversations with people, especially your loved ones. And if you're addicted to, let's just say man, if you're addicted to Quan, it can also erode your satisfaction with your partner in bed. The more time you spend chasing cheap thrills, the more disconnected you become from the people who truly matter. And this is just in relationships, all right? The consequences go beyond this. Indulging in cheap dopamine can also have a detrimental impact on your professional life as well. When you constantly seek instant gratification, it becomes difficult to focus on the meaningful tasks and pursue long-term goals. And not just that, but your productivity suffers as you find yourself constantly distracted, chasing the next quick fix instead of dedicating your time and energy into things that actually matter. Not just that, but cheap dopamine can be, an escape from the realities of life. It becomes a crutch that prevents you from addressing the real issues and stops you from pursuing real growth. And instead of confronting challenges head on, you seek temporary escapes through cheap dopamine sources, perpetuating a cycle of short-lived highs and inevitable crashes. But let's talk about the effect on the most important part of your life, your mental well-being. You may find yourself experiencing a decrease in overall happiness and a sense of fulfillment, all right? Now, the temporary highs provided by cheap dopamine won't give you lasting joy. It'll only give you a feeling of unfulfillment and much more. And the constant pursuit of cheap dopamine can also lead to a sense of emptiness, dissatisfaction. It creates a dependency on outside sources for happiness, and it'll make it very, very hard for you to find contentment inside of yourself to appreciate the current moment. And if you don't break free from the clutches of cheap dopamine, it will become your master and control you. Does that make sense? It'll hinder your personal and professional growth, drain your relationship and prevent you from experiencing your happiness and joy in life at the highest potential. But don't worry, like I said, there's a way out like I mentioned earlier. By recognizing the detrimental effects of cheap dopamine, taking intentional steps every day to overcome it, you can reclaim control over your well-being and embark on a journey to a more fulfilling life. Here are the 5 things that you can do today to reverse the effects of cheap dopamine. Let's start with number 1. Disconnect to reconnect. In today's hyper-fast world, it's easy to get lost in a virtual realm. Sometimes the best way to reconnect with yourself is first by disconnecting yourself. Does that make sense? Right? You gotta take regular, social media breaks from distractions. Instead, spend quality time with loved ones. Engage in hobbies and explore the world around you. By intentionally disconnecting from the virtual noise, you can regain and reconnect with what truly matters. When you disconnect to be present in the moment, it helps you build deeper connections with people and things around you, right? It could be a person, it could be a tree, I don't know. Whether it's about having a meaningful conversation with friends and family or engaging in activities that bring you joy, taking a break from cheap dopamine source, will help you recover genuine connections and find fulfillment in real life experiences. And this might sound cheesy, but sometimes the best thing that you can do during your walk through life is to take a moment to stop smell the roses. Number 2, pursue personal growth. If you're not growing, then all you're doing is dying. Whether it's learning a new skill, reading books, or pursuing hobbies, investing in personal growth fuels the release of good dopamine, and good dopamine is anything that you actually work for, right? And it opens doors to new opportunities, expands your horizons, and improves your overall well-being. By actively seeking personal growth, you create a sense of purpose and accomplishment. It can be as simple as dedicating time, day to something that like setting new goals or pushing new goals that get you out of your comfort zone. Growth is always a leap in the dark. Learn to embrace the journey of self-improvement, and you experience a profound sense of fulfillment as you see your progress and potential unfold, right? Number 3 is do mindful practices. And when you engage in, cheap dopamine, obviously you're mindless, right? So what do you got to do to get the opposite? Start doing more mindful things, obviously. In a fast world, we need to learn how to slow things down. Mindfulness involves being, fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts, emotions, and especially without judgment. And it can be nurtured through meditation, deep breathing, exercises, practicing gratitude, go on walks. You can do so much. You just have to find what works best for you. And personally for me, I like meditation and journaling. The only way you can find what's best for you is by experimenting. And by incorporating mindfulness in your daily routines, you create a space for yourself, reflection and self-care, and it helps quiet the noise, and dims down the cheap dopamine. Now, mindfulness allows you to appreciate the present moment. That's what matters. And it helps you find the joy in the simplest things and develop a deeper sense of peace and contentment. And number 4 is engage in physical activities. Our bodies and minds have a strong relationship with each other. If our body is out of balance, most likely our mind is as well, right? If you learn to take care of your physical well-being, it'll be that much easier to take care of your mental well-being. Never forget the importance of engaging in physical activities. No matter how small or how big, regular exercise has been scientifically proven to release endorphins, which are natural mood enhancers, all right? I don't got to go deep into that because not only exercise can improve your physical health, but also, helps your mental well-being by releasing good dopamine, like I told you earlier, things that you work for. And you got to find activities that you enjoy and incorporate them into your routine. It could be going for a run, practicing yoga, dancing, playing a sport, simple walk. Engaging in physical activities not only provides a sense of accomplishment, but also serves as a powerful stress reliever. As you build the habit of regular exercise, you'll notice an improvement in your mood, energy, and overall sense of well-being. But here's number 5. You gotta cultivate real connections. Nowadays, people are so more connected to their phones than they are with actual real people. And it's essential to invest into meaningful relationships and surround yourself with positive influences. And I invite you to engage into more face-to-face conversation, to share more experiences and to create lasting memories with loved ones. And after we die, this is all we truly have left, right? Genuine human connections foster the release of good dopamine and provides a sense of belonging and fulfillment. Now, take the time to nurture your relationships, prioritize quality time with friends and family, and engage in activities that strengthen your connections. If you don't have any in your life right now, go out there and begin building one friend at a time. And then from there, you can maintain the authentic connection, and this will bring you joy, and it also provides you support during difficult times. Let's do a quick summary of the 5 solutions, all right? Number 1 is disconnect to reconnect. Number 2 is pursue personal growth. Number 3, do mindful practices. 4, engage in physical activities. Number 5 is cultivate real connections. By implementing these 5 solutions, you can break free from the cheap dopamine trap. I don't expect you to do all 5 of these right away, by the way. Instead, what I would recommend to you is start with 1 or 2 and then expand as you improve yourself. I did all of these and I can promise you that it changed my life, so then it will change yours. The biggest thing is just getting started, right? So start now because you begin a journey towards a more fulfilling life where good dopamine becomes the driving force behind your happiness and satisfaction. Remember, it's not about chasing temporary highs. It's about creating a life that brings you lasting joy. That's what this whole message is about. Take your first step today and start working towards good dopamine, not cheap dopamine. And together, let's overcome the dopamine dilemma and unlock a life fulfilled with genuine happiness, fulfillment and meaningful connections. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out a video that I made sharing on why I quit my 6-figure job last year to do a whole dopamine detox and how I did it. I'll link the video right here. It should be right here. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the next video, and also comment down below which step you are going to focus on. Love you guys. See you guys later.